Hi everybody, it's Amber Peterson with Southern Comfort Insurance. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about just me personally this month and tell you a little bit about how I got started in the insurance industry, what I did before, and what all I have to offer to my clients. So basically before insurance, I did accounting. So I was actually in a cubicle working on a computer, looking at a spreadsheet for most of the day. And it was fine. You know, I have a bachelor degree in accounting, so I got a little bit of use out of that degree for a few years. And then a family member of mine, she actually was in the insurance industry for a couple of years, and she kept telling me, you should try it. And I was like, I don't know, I don't really think I'm a salesperson. I don't want to sell anything. And she's like, it's totally different. It's not like selling a car or a house. You know, you're selling something that's intangible but is needed. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I started doing Aflac at first, and I did that for, probably 3 years straight. I only focused on Aflac, which is the supplemental insurance, you know, like accident policies, disability, cancer, things like that. And I primarily worked with payroll accounts. So we would go into these businesses, especially like small size businesses with maybe 10, 15, 20 employees. And I would get asked all the time when I was presenting on the Aflac piece, they were like, well, do you sell health insurance? And I didn't at the time. I had only just decided to focus my attention on that, kind of get my feet wet in the insurance industry. And I was referring the health insurance out to people. So then I just decided, like, okay, well, if I'm already sitting in front of these people and they're asking me for something, why don't I do a little education and start doing the health insurance as well, so that I can bring that to the table. So then I did health insurance in the private sector for I think a year straight, and kind of incorporated that. So if I was meeting with someone for Aflac and they needed health insurance, I was able to quote them as well. Then, of course, in 2020, everybody knows that year, what kind of year that was, and basically all the payroll accounts that I worked with during the COVID hit, they either went out of business or they lost a ton of staff. So of course, I sell insurance. So if they cancel their policies, that was affecting my income. So I thought, well, I have to do something that's a little bit more steady, and instead of something that, you may or may not want, I decided to go the route of incorporating things that people need. So in the state of Florida, if you drive a car, in our license, you have to carry auto insurance, and if you own a home with a mortgage, the lender requires you to carry homeowner insurance. So I had been networking for many years doing the Aflac, and a partner of mine, Margie, she said, why don't you get licensed to sell P&C, which stands for property and casualty, and you already have this basically these clients that you've been working with for years, and you can just sort of be mentored, and then you can offer them the homeowners insurance and the auto insurance. So that's how I started with doing P&C, and I've been doing that since 2020. So it's 2023, so 3 years now, and that's great because basically my whole goal when I started was just to get my feet wet in insurance, but then it's sort of morphed into this insurance broker, and I've really educated myself with all the different lines that I write. And so when someone comes to me and they say, hey, do you do this? Yeah, I do, and I do it well. So the last piece that I added was the Medicare piece, and again, that sort of morphed because in the private sector insurance world, I was writing business for under 65. So if you were under 65, I was able to write a health insurance policy for you. But once you turn 65, you then go onto Medicare, and I was starting to refer that out. So these clients that had been mine for years were having to leave me to go to someone else that they didn't know, they don't trust, etc. So I picked up the Medicare piece. So that is how I became in insurance and how I have stayed. And pretty much that is the last sort of big piece to add to my agency was the Medicare piece. So Southern Comfort Insurance actually the name of it stemmed in 2020. I was actually sitting around a fire, and it was just like one of those feel-good moments, and thinking about just the South and being around friends and family and good food and entertainment and music. So that's where Southern Comfort Insurance name got started. Many people will actually, it's kind of funny because when they hear the name, they'll say, oh yeah, like that's my favorite drink. So that's actually not why it started, but hey, you know, to each his own. And I thank everyone who's a client of mine. I just thought that this month I would share a little bit about how I got started and why, so that you get to know the owner a little bit. And also tell you all the different lines that I write in case you were not aware. So I do the supplemental still. I do still take care of my existing Aflac accounts, or if you know someone who is looking to bring that into their business, I do that. Private sector health insurance under 65. Any kind of property and casualty, so home, auto, commercial, boat, you know, your side-by-side or a mobile home, anything like that, an RV, I do that. And then if you are getting into retirement age and you're turning 65, I can carry that on into Medicare, and dental, vision, and life. That is all the lines that I write. I know this is a little bit longer of a video, but I hope you get to know me a little bit, and thank you so much. It's Amber Peterson, Southern Comfort Insurance, honest, reliable, and consistent service that you can depend on. Have a great day.